Okay, so we're going to get into determinants of demand elasticity. What makes an item elastic? What makes an item inelastic? And generally speaking, there's some basics that we want to take a look at. Okay, we want to be able to say, hey, can the purchase be delayed? Now, let's talk about some specific items. Gas in my car is relatively inelastic. What prices have gone up over the last month, 50 cents a gallon. Is that going to make me stop buying gas? Gas is considered inelastic because people are going to buy the same amount of gas pretty much no matter what. Look, you're going to drive to and from work. You're going to make the trips around town that you do. Um, might you not take that long road trip? Sure. But in terms of your weekly budget, your monthly budget, your regular driving habits aren't going to change much depending on the the price. So gas is considered inelastic. Also considered inelastic, medicine. If you need medicine from the hospital or from the doctor, you're going to buy it, okay, regardless of the price. And if the price of your medicine goes up a tad, or even 50%, you still buy that medicine. You need it to survive, or to live comfortably, or whatever the medicine is, for other external reasons we don't need to get into. Um, so medicine, definitely inelastic. Tobacco, drugs, and alcohol are considered inelastic. Specifically, your most addictive of drugs, your cigarettes, the only legal one we'll really look at, but alcohol as well. Look, if you're a smoker, when I was a kid, seriously, cigarettes were like less than $2 a pack. My dad used to smoke, I remember, and I was like, man, that's a waste. You're paying $1 every day for your cigarettes. Now I don't even know. They're so expensive. I don't smoke, but I'm seeing like $7, $8 for a pack. That's crazy. And people are still buying them. There are still people who smoke. I don't even have any idea what the market for vape nicotine products are. I've never vaped anything, but again, if you get addicted to that nicotine, you're going to pay the money because you're addicted now. Okay, you need it. Your body craves it. So it doesn't matter how much the price. Cigarettes price have gone up 600%, 700%, in my last 30 years, my kind of aware lifetime. Doesn't matter. People are going to continue buying those items. These are inelastic items. People are going to keep buying them. Okay. What items are considered, or let's look at some other factors here. Are there adequate substitutes available? So gas prices go up. Is taking the bus a real option for me? Maybe it is. Maybe it's not. Um, can I walk the distance? Maybe. Maybe not. Medicine prices go up. Can I buy a different brand? Well, yeah. Well, then, okay, then that's great. I'll buy the generic. I won't buy the expensive brand. That item is not that item is elastic. But if there's not a good substitute, if I need my whatever medicines that I need and there's no substitute, I'm going to pay for it. That's inelastic. Cigarettes. I know people would say, oh, what about chewing tobacco? No, if you're a smoker, you're not going to switch to chewing tobacco to get your nicotine fit. You're going to do your smoking or vaping or whatever it is that you enjoy while getting your nicotine addiction. Same thing with alcohol. So no, generally no, alcohol and tobacco products are considered to be inelastic. Are the items very expensive? Is the last one that they're going to bring up here. If it's a really cheap thing, so let's talk inelastic here. Let's talk elastic items now, okay? Burgers, candy, shoes, brand names, clothing, all of these items are relatively elastic. Like, yeah, I want to buy a new jersey, but I don't need one. So I'm just not going to, because prices for jerseys have gone up. I can no longer use my favorite made in China website to get my bootleg jerseys. Don't tell. So I'm not going to, right? It's not necessary. I don't need it. I don't need the new shirt. Maybe I would like a new shirt, or maybe I like a new pair of shoes, but I don't need them. I can push back that. I can make these shoes last, right? I can delay the purchase. This is one of the very first questions. Can the purchase be delayed? If the answer is yes, then it's an elastic item. We talk about strawberries. You guys might not know this about me, but oftentimes when I'm working, I get myself some grapes over at Ralph's. Okay, every day. I get a little bit of grapes, and I'll bring home some for my daughters. And if the price of grapes went through the roof, maybe I would buy strawberries that day. Maybe I would buy an apple. So there's now in this case we're talking a substitute. Is there a legitimate substitute out there? Yeah, for grapes are elastic. Most fruits are elastic. Fruits have seasons, and you buy the fruit that's in season. In the summer fruits are delicious, right? You got your peaches and your nectarines and plums. I love black plums. And in the winter, then you have your more wintry fruits, right? Your oranges, your citrus, they come out in the winter. Grapes have their time, I think, probably in between the two, in falls and springs. So fruit is considered elastic because there's a substitute. So apple, my grape prices went up. I'm going to buy some berries, or I'm going to buy an apple today because it's just too expensive to buy my grapes. Prices went through the roof. But then there's another question. Is this item very expensive? On really inexpensive items that don't take up a lot of my budget, these items are more likely to be inelastic, right? So if, say, I like a certain brand of, I'm trying to find it, what I'm looking for here, like a certain brand of pens. These are my favorite type of pens, okay? And they're really not expensive, right? You buy a pack of 10 and they're a few bucks, Now, if the price of these went up, would I start using pencils or maybe some of the other, type of pens that I don't like as much? I don't know, probably not. I might just keep buying it anyways because it's not that expensive. And I really like these, and I use pens all day at work in a regular work environment. I'm grading, and I want to be using a pen that I'm comfortable with. So less expensive items are more likely to be inelastic. People are just going to keep buying them even if the price doubles, right? If my 30 cent, maybe it's 30 cents for this pen, buy a package of 10, or maybe 50 cents, and now it goes up to 75 cents for a pen. I'm going to still buy it. It's just a quarter more, So here's that's another question that you look at when you're trying to determine if an item is elastic. Is the item very expensive? Grapes are cheap when they're in season, and sometimes they turn around. They're 3 times more expensive because they're being imported not from Cali but from Chile or from South America. So I'll buy an apple or strawberries. And that's an example of how grapes would be elastic, or jerseys would be elastic because I can delay the purchase, or shoes would be elastic because I can delay the purchase. Or now we're talking let's talk about something else that is an elastic item. A car, right? If I need to buy a car, right? Let's just pretend that I'm in a place, my car breaks down, I need to buy a car, and I want to get I would really like to get a Chevy Tahoe, used one. I would never buy a new car in my life. But I find out that the prices of used Tahoes are much, much more than, say, the prices of used GMCs, Yukons or something. I'm going to go with the Yukon, right? Tahoe prices, which I'm shopping for Tahoes, it just went through the roof. Trailers during the coronavirus have doubled in price because everyone's camping now because you can't vacation like regular. And I'm not that I'm, going to buy one, but I was keeping an eye on it, and I'd watch the prices double. And I'll tell you what, I would never buy a camper trailer right now. They're just too expensive because of the coronavirus thing that's caused the demand to go up because there's no vacationing. But if the price came back down, I might look into it, right? I like camping. So there's an example of an elastic item, a price who's an item who's elastic because it's really expensive. Okay, because when we're talking about the difference of $2, $3, $4, $5,000 shift in price, yeah, I'll wait. Thank you very much, right? But when we're talking about that same percentage, a 50% shift, but it's only 25 cents, this is inelastic because it's just cheaper. So 3 different things to look at. Can the item purchase be delayed? Is there a good substitute? And is the item very expensive? These are ways that we can try and figure out if an item is elastic or inelastic. And we've given some concrete examples to look at, things that like gas, medicine, addictive drugs like alcohol and cigarettes. Yes, inelastic. You're gonna get your fix. You're gonna buy these items, and the elastic items are your fruits. They're your clothes. They're your shoes. They're the things that can be either pushed off or are very or very expensive, like we talked about the camper, the trailers, or this kind of thing. Elastic items are things that demand's going to dramatically go up if the prices go up. Ice cream, right? When Baskin Robbins says 99-cent ice cream, I tell you the line's out the door into the parking lot, and every other day of the week there's never a line. Elastic, the demand is elastic based on because you don't need it, you want it. That's another way to look at it.